Hybrid batteries catching fire. How often does this happen and how can we prevent it? All right, we're working on this 2016 Hyundai Ioniq. That, unfortunately, the customer called me telling me that the battery catch fire. Here we go. Okay. Oh! First generation Hyundai Ioniq, there is a worldwide recall about the high voltage battery contactor that could catch fire due to high resistance and melting plastic. I want to confirm that this is what happens. The only way to find out, we got to take out the high voltage battery. But doing a quick visual inspection, I can realize that something happens right here, precisely in one of the contactors. Everything was melted over here. That's very nice that the customer could save the car, because this is the possibility to come the whole vehicle to fire. It's very high. So let's take these out. Oh. See, the battery is out, but take a look at the main connector, the positive connector. Of course, I already did a residual voltage measurement, so it's fine. But the negative connector is completely melted. Yep, a lot of cleaning to do over here. Now let's check the battery. All right, from the service plug, the cooling fan, the battery structure looks fine, but look, oh boy, look at the negative connector. Now let's take it out. All right, well, definitely the contactor cables as well, and then of course the inside communication cable of the high voltage battery completely melted. So we got a diagnostics. Let me show you. There is a worldwide recall about the junction box or the power relay assembly of the first generation Hyundai Ioniq, because the negative contactor, that's the one that's taking the current the most, sometimes is not holding the power and then begins to melt. There's a high resistance inside this relay assembly. The consequence of this is simple. It begins to melt, and there is a possibility that catch fire, which unfortunately it happens in this battery. The customer react very fast and he turned off the car and nothing happened, just a little melting over here. This cable, yeah, it didn't survive, so we're gonna have to see if it's possible to find this cable. But the main relay assembly and the high voltage cable that goes from the battery to the inverter completely damaged. Just extract this unit, and as you can clearly see, apparently the cells, they didn't suffer at all. Let's see, just take it off. Very good. Nothing melted. So far so good. So this is the power relay assembly of the first generation Hyundai Ioniq, and simple. The negative high voltage contactor doesn't hold the current, begins to melt. It's very possible to catch fire, and as you can see, it happened in this case. Checking inside the battery management system, because one of the connections got a little melted, but not in the connection, but here in the back, it's possible for the battery management system to have a little damage, but apparently it's just fine. Also gonna check the switch off the cutoff pressure sensor, and it's just fine. Nothing happened. Applying preventive maintenance to the high voltage battery could prevent catastrophe from happening. And the good thing is that the communication cable is completely fine. So just a cleaning, replace these two cables, replacing a new junction box, and replacing the communication cables of this battery that connects to all the sensors, including the fan, should solve this issue with absolutely no problem. So if you want to learn more, stick around for more tips. Bye-bye. Be careful with this.